game down will help them more or hurt them more, because players like Arcitys and Illey, I expect with a slower pace, more time to think, they're going to thrive. But on the flip side, you have Huke on your team. Huke is like the one true SMG player we have in the league right now. He permanently keeps out the rival 9 in a slower pace. I mean, maybe that's not something he'll enjoy, or maybe it just won't stop him. So, yeah, Surge, they certainly have some weapons on this squad. And Invasion Hardpoint, a map where we've talked about it quite a few times, it is definitely of the slower variety. It is very much a map where there are these key moments on big rotations, because there are quite a few money hills on this map that exist.
Well, and after a lot of talking from us, it does look like this game is ready to go. Let's find out how these two headbutt as they go straight into it already. The first kill will be that grenade explosion onto a car.
Yeah, the grenade, and I think maybe some shots coming out as well. That is a cheeky opening break there from Scrap, who turns it into 2. So already Toronto on top of things, get players in the hill, set up that sort of like deep left side spawn out, and inside guns up. Too many players to deal with, but right now Toronto at least know where they're funneling them through. And it looks like they get all the kills as well. Next there for the final wipe on Huke, and yeah, he'll be challenged.
Yeah, they certainly will, and this is a great chance for them as well. You can see them now starting to posture, all about that P2 rotation, getting into the right position here. Scrap looking for the cut, not going to see anybody, and Abuzah already having got through as he looks for the players coming off the respawn. It will be an issue though. This will be a fight over at that next hill.
This is an important one as well, right? If Abuzah can sort of, tee up and at least get the teammates in for reinforcements, there's the opportunity. It's great teammates, though, coming out for Toronto. You see that trophy system just a little bit too late. Now with Scrap chucking him over, well, I don't think there's any trophies on point either. So this is a lot of white time. Neither team able to collect any, and I'd say for Toronto, happy for the moment, still maintaining that 20-point lead.
Difficult break. You see the flank coming in from both sides, so they're looking for this one as well. Scrap will find one, but his teammates have fallen. There is no opportunity for him there. He needed somebody to find a kill for him, and it hasn't happened for Seattle. This is a great opportunity to really rack the points up.
Surge on point as well. You actually had Huke go on a nice flank towards the middle of the map and try to keep things under lock and key, but looks like Envoy and Scrap battle back. He had Envoy picking up 2 just to break through and get the scrap time. So maybe sort of an even 50-50 situation after the P1. Surge get a decent amount of time, but the score line still a little bit at their deficit. Of course, though, they are very on top of this rotation. Arcitys pushed up deep on the map for these middle map cuts, and you got guys like Illey just gonna be sitting in their new home.
And now the onus falls on Ultra again. Can they get here? Can they break through? Scrap already has found 2. This gives them a bit more map control. An opportunity to find something. Already Seattle Surge throwing up the backline, throwing up the defenses, trying to just keep Ultra away from this point.
So far, so good, right? I mean, you got Arcitys just doing a nice job staying alive. Ultra, maybe one player pushed up aggressively to get anywhere near the point, and Illey and Huke there to take them down. So the information game on point, what is shaping up to be a full 60 by Surge, and I mean, not just shaping up, they're going to get it. Arcitys, by the way, flying up the map to look for some cutoffs on rotation as well, and even though he gets chopped down, again, for a full 60, this is 20 still extra seconds Surge have to break down this rotation.
And they're going to go for it as well. Huke on the 3 streak right now. He's going to be looking for more. Inside his lane, there's so many bodies here for Ultra. He has to be patient. There will be no trade if he falls, but he finds the first and the second. He doesn't need a trade. Huke the Nuke on a 5 streak as they try to break through here and get Ultra away from this point.
Yeah, still though, just like that setup around the hill, he got the first 2 kills, but still inside the point. Yep, Ultra players still exist. They are around, so the one time Huke actually pumps the brake and wraps back around, Ultra take full advantage, get a nice wipe on the board, and I mean, now effectively are almost like, what, chalking up old time potentially. Illey really thinking about this future rotation. So talk about this battle he's going to be having against Envoy. Little game of hide and seek potentially in the Palace.
As far away from the point as you can be, but just as important as he wins that fight as well. They're putting reinforcements in. Kleenex now going to be looking for Illey at the same time as the spawn comes in. Abuzah burns inside. They're going to go for this scrap time as well. Fights on both sides of the map here. Surge will win the first one, but Ultra will get the rotation. It was chaos for a minute.
Oh, that is, I mean, that's a tragedy on a couple fronts. Like, you had the opportunity for Surge to actually win the rotation over towards P3. Ultra just clutch up and consistently winning the gunfights on the point. And then on the rotation, even when Illey wins the gunfight, Envoy spawns up exactly where he died. And I mean, effectively all but guarantees this rotation for Toronto. So 10-point game at the start of this hill for Ultra, a team like them, you would expect a near full 60.
This is a difficult hill to break at the best of times. And this is not the best of times. Insight still gunning them down. Looks like Surge are going to try and push this, but we know it is a nightmare. It is a blender. It is a place to get your head ripped off as Envoy goes to work. And Illey dives in the middle there, stays alive, but there is no progress towards this point, and the teams are chalking it up. Ultra will now know that Surge have not come again. They'll be looking for this rotation.
Yeah, that's an absolute dagger of a setup. Like, all 4 players, I think, had the MCW in hand for Ultra. And, I mean, Envoy just gets to sit on hill and just be the kitten for the team. Is, again, 10-point gap at the start of the hill. Obviously now a decent-sized lead for Ultra. Still a competitive game, though. It's been a little bit back and forth, but obviously Surge certainly have their work cut out for them.
And they've committed to this. They've looked for it as well. Ultra leading going into the second set of rotations. Let's find out, though, how Toronto Ultra are feeling with the listening.
He's bathrooms right now.
Bathroom's dead.
Nice. Spawn behind me,
Yeah, I
American.
don't see him in time.
Coming, dead.
Nice, let's get them.
One blue.
Bridge right now. He's just sitting A search.
I don't see the guy.
Could pinch Cubby.
Try to help you right now.
I don't see the guy.
Spawn American.
Need to be done, dog.
Coming, dead.
Nice.
I would be done.
We're gonna be
One DVD.
Yeah, I'm saying like, yo, I'm
DVD,
better.
not me, bro.
I got time, you're good.
Yeah.
This one's blue. They're spawning at me. Oh yeah, 2 fucking back guys.
One DVD.
Two going Lundy, side Lundy, 2.
One's blue as well. Blue really weak.
I can get your beat
Oh,
on
cover
in a
now,
sec.
Alley.
Cubby, one shot, 2 of them. He's mid-side time.
Beat on with me. Beat on.
rebound as
Beat
well.
on tank. Beat on tank. You.
I'm on left.
Think that, bro.
One's
Weak beat on
P4.
tank.
I'm running at him, by
Back
the way.
dead.
Wait, 1 P4 already?
Yeah, I'm probably dead here.
Might be people.
Pillars weak though.
Order.
On tank, on the tank, right side tank, right side tank.
Tank is dead.
Nice, good shit.
Nice, I'm getting broken.
Yeah,
Well done.
I spawn American.
Go.
I'm getting up, bro. I'm getting out of this one.
I'm in there right now.
One guy was laundry.
Ultra calm and in the lead, still holding it down. Seattle, though, will be fighting back for this P2. Let's find out how they do it with a Surge. Listen in.
One broken. One time. When is speed time? When is speed time? It's left side time, okay? Make sure you need the guy. One minute.
Joby on time.
Next speed.
He's back right side.
Kill.
Isn't Jamie on time? He's on 5. He's on 5. We gotta play this.
I need time.
Yep, start pushing on the map.
I'm leading this shit. Have a throw.
He's dead.
Not native, bro.
On time, time inside. To their side.
Yeah, I'm one on time again.
20 seconds.
Do that.
Make sure almost close.
Alright, we gotta hold a
Yeah.
couple rotations.
Yeah. I'll do that. I'm gonna give them you guys, okay?
Phoenix, back left court.
Seattle struggling here, Chance, not really able to get anything going in the second half.
No, not at all. I mean, you know, maybe a key hill here, like an important moment there, but I think ultimately it's just the slang right now. Scrap is having a field day. Insight currently on a 6 spree, just on pure gunny. Ultra having a fantastic time.
They really are. Surge, though, looking to lock this one down, looking for that hope glimmering, but nowhere to be seen as Ultra continue to up the pace. They are cutting them to ribbons as they find their way towards this one. Abuzah has to win. The gunfight wins one. Clears will go for the chow. It doesn't matter. They have broken this hill and may have broken Surge right out of this map.
Yeah, hard point, little too clean. The victory lap with the cruise missile as well, but nobody home, no one close for the chow. I mean, that is a deep spawn out for Ultra again in hard point, sealing the deal with a dominant win.
Yeah, and you got to say, maybe the first half, it was about the rotations. Surge had it on lock. They got to the positions they needed to be. They held Toronto Ultra out of these points. Unfortunately, that was not to last. Toronto Ultra just put the accelerator on, never really stopped. And now you got to ask yourself, is this where Surge come back? They've relied on S&D time and time again. They must not let it slip now.
Well, and on the flip side too, like if you're going into this match as Toronto Ultra, you're already feeling confident in the hard point. S&D has been sort of their only question mark, and you know if you're playing Surge, they're absolutely going to bring it to you. So I would have to imagine a lot of the holiday game planning for Toronto is going to be focused on the map 2 and 5 and trying to step their game up just a bit. But as we're looking at the stats, again, just on pure gunny alone, I mean, Scrap an absolute field day, 23 kills, 4K damage. The man could do no wrong.
Certainly couldn't, and that's what they want from him. He talks the biggest game in the CDL, and most of the time he puts it up as well. But yeah, this was a very contested map for the most part. You've got to say maybe Ultra just able to really move to another gear, and Seattle Surge, I will say, had a great time when they were doing the fundamentals correctly. Whenever Surge got that rotation, they were holding it, they were getting the points they needed to. Unfortunately, it might have all come back to that fight all the way in Palace.
Well, no, that was actually the moment right there, I think, that sort of messed with the pace of the game. It's when Huke got the 2 kills outside of DVD. You effectively had like a 3 versus 2, and your 4th guy collecting the old time would be there quickly to sort of break that new point. But the final 2 players there from Ultra, only one of them was actually in the hill, completely held off Surge and sort of nullified that 2-piece that Huke got. So I think it was actually that moment where Ultra sort of break that sort of back and forth pace of hard points that we saw. And I think after that, just in full control of the game. And of course, the close pal spawns coming through that Illey was trying to deal with certainly didn't help either.
So it didn't, but this is the game flow, something brand new for us to see exactly how it all broke down, and you can see that turning point. Chance, what do you make of it?
Well, yeah, I was going to say, Bryce, there you go. It was the 3rd hill where you had Surge. Not only did they have a nearly 30-point lead, but they also, again, had a big opportunity to break into the hill as well. Instead, that is where Ultra completely took over and started the comeback. You see they caught up to the 10-point gap, and they did that on the 3rd hill, won the rotation, got a full 60, blew the game wide open. So, again, just a small moment like that, you end up on the back foot against Toronto, you lose by 100 points.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, right? Invasion is just a map that can get away from you if you really do not allow yourself to get those rotations. And even if you just lose 1 or 2, it just very, very quickly gets out of control. But it's not control. It's S&D next, so we will look at how that map is going to play out for them. Surge have been known to do wonderful things on this, but the question asked, are they still ahead of the game, Chance?
Well, they are going to need to be, because I think the most important map, or at least the one we have the most information on for these teams, is the sub-base hardpoint. I know it's new spawns, but Ultra were looking dominant on that map, and admittedly new spawns, the gunfights are still the same. A lot of the hills, like, again, those sort of situations, it might take an extra few seconds to replicate them, but I don't know if it's going to be a radical enough change for Ultra to fall off. So that being said, if the hardpoint I'm expecting Ultra win for the map 4, Surge needs this win. They're going to need the 2-3-5, so the bounce back, I think, needs to be immediate for Surge to get back in the swing of things. But I'd say maybe some good news. The one person truly shooting back for Surge map 1 was Huke. He was absolutely doing his best to keep up for the team. On a small map like Karachi, maybe he can make this his playground.
You'd hope so. 2-3-5 is calling. Will Seattle Surge pick up the phone? Or will we have a very different narrative running up to Boston? That is the key here. A lot of teams have spoke about this, actually. They don't want to get behind this early on in the season. You make your run a lot more difficult if you cannot find the points and cannot get results, especially if you can't do anything at the events. We know we've had a point change this year, but still, every single map of these qualifiers, very important.
You really just want to sort of sow the seeds of doubt in a team, right? Like if Surge come out and win this series against Ultra, if Ultra on a 2-loss streak to Boston and Surge, that just puts that seed of doubt in the back of your mind, and confidence is king in Call of Duty. If you lose it for a moment, you just might find yourself in a bit of a tailspin. So, I mean, Ultra obviously looked very clean on map number 1. I think they're going to bounce back just fine, but an important moment for both of these squads.
All right, let's find out. We have written it into existence, and we have told you the statistics. But only what happens now will dictate how the future goes. Already you see the nades rocking in for the beginning here. Very important in the opening breaks with no trophies.
And that's just good for the information, right? If you get tags up going towards B, you know these guns are going to be posted. aBeZy and Huke working together. But if you use the nades early on, you might not have enough towards the end. It looks like the smoke's for a bait. And it looks like a couple stuns get rung out. And in the meantime, by the way, Arcitys try to get active. You had CleanX pick him up for the first blood. And it looks like these kills are falling like dominoes. That is Illey for a 1 versus 4.
And Illey is trying to get something going here, but Ultra are just picking them apart. There was a double bait and switch, and then he got off with the nade. Illey's still trying to 1v4, but he's outnumbered, not outgunned. And CleanX eventually gets his own trade. But my goodness. You got to say, there was a few things that just went wrong there for them, and Ultra looked very, very practiced on that site.
Yeah, I mean, that's just like a round 1, no trophies sort of clinical approach. You're just using the smoke to bait out a bunch of stuns and nades. You're keeping track of how many get used before you actually jump on the bomb. And of course, when the smoke goes out on the B side of the map, Arcitys, the lone defender at A, starts to get active, tries to make a move, and CleanX just catches him on the rotation. So, systematic approach and a perfect first round from Ultra. They get a try off on defenses. It looks like Surge maybe aggressive towards A.
Oh, very aggressive. Already, bodies being committed. You can see them flowing through the map. Here comes the first shot, but inside is equal to it, and that has slowed them down significantly.
I mean, I just slowed him down. That daggers him. And now CleanX waiting for the kill. Yep, freebie number 2, and a 1 versus 4 this time for Abuzah. And I mean, he's completely surrounded. This is Ultra not wasting any time on Karachi. This is 2 perfect rounds. They have not lost a gunfight. No one has died for Toronto.
And we spoke about the mental game before this. Surge have not had a good time. And even then, you got to say, Ultra looking super confident moving forward. They were hunting there in that last part, just swarming when they realized what the hit coming in was. And for Ultra, if they can get a third here, they could really put the hurt on the Surge.
Now, I guess we get to see if Ultra want to go for the mind games or if they just want to play bully ball. I feel like if you haven't lost a single gunfight, no reason to sort of deviate from your strat, leave CleanX roam over towards A, play for maybe a cheeky first blood, or maybe go just fly forward the middle of the map. He's 4-0. He can do whatever he wants. His teammates finally get first blooded, but he is currently making the play.
Already moving, already grooving. Dead silence, looking for it. Scrap will get back one on the board, making it a 3 versus 3. Surge did have that first blood, but CleanX is now hunting, looking for anybody he could find as everything grinds to a halt here.
I mean, there you go. Patience. Oh, and the stun connects. You get the information. CleanX doing everything in this round. Huke has to abandon ship through the smoke, but it doesn't matter. CleanX has just won you the round, unless Illey. I mean, he is a player to watch in the clutch moments, but a 1 versus 3 with bomb down on B, near impossible.
Found one, found inside. Found the second as well. Is he going to wait this one out? This is an opportunity. And he finds inside, but he can't get him down. Goes for Scrap. Will get that kill as well. The reach out coming through. And he finds the second. And now only CleanX stands behind him in the clutch. He knows where he's going to be as well. The wrap, the chow, the kill. It's CleanX. Holds it down for Ultra again. Illey had a dream, but that dream was not realized.
Yeah, nah, CleanX is your nightmare for sure. A good read towards the end in positioning just for the heads up of maybe he had the perfect timing. By the way, that's good comms, I'd say, from Surge players. Illey did not see Scrap on top of this scaffolding, but like his teammates, I think, caught it in Spectator. And Illey, again, I mean, heads up, incredibly smart S&D player, knows to go for the first child as well because he's expecting the freebie second child on Scrap. So Illey does play that perfectly, but a 1 versus 3 is still a 1 versus 3, and CleanX is that perfect 6-0. I mean, he is having a takeover map for sure.
Yes, it looks like maybe an aggressive push again here for CleanX. Already that call has come through. He may have noticed the gap in the defense, and I think he has as well.
Oh, good God.
Oh, he jumps through, he's been caught. He's going to get taken down. Arcitys just gets the timing on him. Envoy will bring that back to a 3 versus 3. Pressure now on. The main hitman has been taken out from Ultra. Surge have an opportunity.
Oh, hello. Damn. Checks it and everything, and Scrap just guns him down. I was going to say it could have been a freebie in some awkward timing, but it's just going to be Huke in a 1 versus 2. Literally the 4th opportunity in a row for a player on Surge to clutch. And, I mean, there's great timing for a freebie kill. Unless Insight just moves a little bit too fast, or the awareness on point. That is the 3rd kill we have seen from Ultra where you think a player might get shot in the back and they are just 2 heads up. I mean, that's a great replay of Scrap drinking the water because he is, I don't know, there's a metaphor in there somewhere. Dishing out the H2O, 2 bullets, 2 bursts, I don't know.
There it is. That could have been a very different round. And again, you are right. Insight turned and checked behind him for Huke, who got the read essentially. Surge, no luck so far in this S&D. We talked up their game in a big way, but it is not playing out. 4-0 to Toronto Ultra.
And talk about playing with confidence. I mean, CleanX was top 3 on defense in the first 10 seconds. This time he is straight through the middle of the map in the first 13 seconds. Like, talking about a team that's playing with confidence. There is no awareness that CleanX is officially behind enemy lines. And maybe Illey actually right next to a guy on bomb. Doesn't check it. He gets blooded. CleanX for the freebie. And this is, yeah, Surge, not the best SDC of the game. Maybe a top-notch squad, but Ultra right now taking them to task.
CleanX is finding gaps there shouldn't be. And now for Surge, they have to get through. Inside will cut down Huke, go down to a 1 versus 4. It's Arcitys this time, but it's no good. Surge now down by 5 rounds in this S&D, and they have not got anything going for them.
No, not at all. I mean, again, we've had a fairly ridiculous number of 3-0s, like consistently so before the break, and obviously the one we had earlier today. I think Ultra might want that trend to continue, and especially on like the confidence front. You might be geared up going into a series feeling great, long holiday like break, you put the effort in. You're taking a smoking like this. This is gonna be tough for Surge to bounce back from. I mean, game's not over yet. But Abuzah on a donut, Huke only a single kill. Every round from Ultra has been nearly perfect. Just looking for number 6.
Now, CleanX again, feeling confident, but that stun will slow him. There has been some information thrown about here, and Abuzah will get caught. Goes for it, knows where Envoy's going to be. Inside will cut down 2 as well, and only Arcitys left. And the dominoes fall. It is not the first, it is not the last, it is every single one. Arcitys a 1v3 for the dream of just staying in this S&D, not to be in sight. And Ultra, what a bounce back.
I mean, Bryce, there was not an ounce of respect shown towards Surge in that search and destroy. The first 2 rounds went by. Ultra was just perfect. Not a single player lost a gunfight. Not a single player took a death. Finally, a first blood comes through in like round number 3, just off of like the nade, but it doesn't matter because CleanX, every single round was either flying through the middle map or jumping top 3rd. Again, no respect to their opponents, and I guess no reason to give them a perfect 6-0. They quite literally could do no wrong, and I think it might be the first S&D donut of the year. I might be incorrect, but Abuzah, there's his hat in the ring.
Well, it's going to leave me, Chance, if I'm honest. It is not what we expected. It's not what the statistics told us. But that is the entire reason we were talking so much before this game about benchmarking. Oh, yeah. How are these teams stacking up? What has happened over the break? And what have teams worked on? Well, have Ultra worked on Karachi so much they made Surge look like amateurs? Who knows? Because at the moment, that's the story that's being told.
Yeah, no, that is a scary map to watch indeed. I think Toronto Ultra certainly enjoyed their holiday break.
They did. And speaking of break, we're going to do a quick one right now. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more action here at the Call of Duty League right after this.
The Call of Duty Week is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL. Don't miss out on all the action at the first Call of Duty League Major, hosted by the Boston Breach, this January 25th to the 28th at the MGM Music Hall at Fenway in Boston. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to callofdutyleague.com for more info. Start the season strong with the Call of Duty League Pack. Grab yourself the CDL Operator, Weapon Blueprint, and so much more. Check out the Call of Duty store in-game now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. We have had a game on our hands and not always in the greatest aspect. Chance, you were telling me just during the break, we've had a lot of firsts today.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was the first 6-0 in S&D, the first donut we've seen a player drop, and I believe the first breadstick as well dropped in Search and Destroy. A lot of players have dropped 2 kills in Search and Destroy. It happens, you get smoked, but the donut and the breadstick a little bit more stand out. So Surge looking for the bounce back on Invasion Control. I do have bad news though. I don't know, Ultra, they are shooting. I mean, Envoy had a very poor series the last time he played. He's bounced back. He's looking just fine. That man is a world champion.
Yeah. And hopefully that little 4-minute break we took can revitalize Surge.
Yeah,
they are going to need it. Tron Ultra heading towards this point already. Straight into B on Invasion. Pretty standard break for most teams. And you can see now Surge will be there to meet them.
It's like the no hezzy strat. Same thing we saw in like Search and Destroy. They are just flying straight at them, already a body on point. Nearly that first segment captured and just guns up, ready to go. Kleenex in the power position, and maybe they don't mind the slow capture when they're getting every single kill. And again for Envoy, there's the bounce back. Nice little 4-0 start in Surge. They can't breathe.
Somebody save them. Somebody help them. Somebody do something. Surge are just being taken apart. B is on. A is now being attacked. Envoy is in the way. Finds Huke as well. Goes for the chow. It's going to be cut down by Abuzah. There leaves one player left under this one, but it is scrapped. And will they run against him? Illey does not get caught sprinting that time. And maybe just a ray of hope here for Surge.
Yeah, Surge actually make big plays on both sides of the map too. So we saw what was going down at the A zone, but you also had Arcitys clutch up over towards B. So that zone not yet captured. Admittedly, if Envoy is shooting like that, yeah, that is going to fall. 2 minutes now on the game clock. A7 make it 8 life lead, and Ultra, again, absolutely no wasted time. You do have sort of the setup right now for Surge. You get Illey pushed out over towards the bridge side of the map, but if you like lose the fights on the back line, he's just going to be out of position. So Surge, they need to start winning some.
They do. This is a great setup for them, though. They are deep, they are buried, they are burning time, is what they are doing. They just need some good trades to push them back into it, but Kleenex is fighting all the way out here, and he finds it eventually, but this is what he's good for. Surge are making Ultra dig them out of their holes.
Doing a great job digging though, right? Like 2 players wrapping back to deal with the guy on bridge. So very efficient, very coordinated. Still though, getting picked apart just a little bit. And it looks like Insight with that gunfight win, only trying to keep things mixy, but you clean shot for Surge, you stabilize yourself on defense. Now the lives are still going to be a concern, but they got a nice map spread. They can absolutely take their time, and they're winning big ones now. Looks like Surge might have bought themselves some momentum.
Yeah, this is map control in its finest. They are now able to push back the Purple Tide, hold them back into base, get those kills that they have just bled throughout this control, and now make them work for it themselves. 2 go down here, but the benefit being they've pushed them so far back, they will get to respawn and have another go at it.
And right back to the setup as well. This time Abuzah will be the guy out towards bridge. One guy playing the anchor spot back towards deep B, and a little bit of roaming action towards the middle of the map. Huke, a rarity to see him with the MCW, but has it in hand. And I mean, right now, everybody on point. Abuzah on the 5 spree, absolutely looking to get that cruise missile. And for how this round started, Surge have done a phenomenal job of stabilizing and getting control. Just have to clutch up in these final 20 seconds. They'll be good to go.
Yeah, the recovery is wild. Second there, I thought it was going to all be over, but they made sure to play the fundamentally correct control. They dug in, they did not let it phase them, they played the position correctly and took map control away. And Toronto Ultra, for all the bluster and all the bombasticness they were in that first blitz onto this, it is not paid out for them, and Surge will take that first round.
Yeah, and I think maybe even Ultra showing off a potential different look of, like, you know, defensive rounds are going to be king on Invasion. Not the most devastating map for control we've ever seen, but certainly you prefer to be on defense for the round 5. Ultra might have shown a decent look of how to win some of these offensive rounds, of putting the pressure on both of the zones just to force sort of that, like, split defense action, or force Surge to make a decision. Do we chalk up 1 point? And Surge actually get a little bit bold. They try to defend both and do so successfully. And as soon as they sort of get that clearance, they never looked back.
Let's see. For Surge now, the fairy tale story is getting this attacking round. But it is going to be difficult. For every bit that they play that correctly, Ultra will be looking to do the same already. They're putting the squeeze on the B. Abuzah's trying to play it through. There is a player now going to be on that flank here as well, and it could be devastating. Abuzah, an inside about to go at it. Inside gets that kill as well. Ultra not letting anything go.
Oh, no, I mean, I thought Abuzah saw the guy, like, around the tank. He just let a player run straight through, like, the dark alley and get a freebie kill. So, unfortunate vision, or maybe just some weird comms coming through. But either way, Ultra on defense. Not a single segment has been captured, and they are certainly applying the pressure. Players pushed up towards dark alley, going on flank. Surge have so many directions to look, and I mean, Illey's able to pick up one, but he is waiting for the reinforcements because Insight was picking up that cut. Surge are very far away from this zone.
Illey getting another one. That's very, very important for them. Surge, this is slow but steady. Trying to get numbers in position for an overwhelming force onto it so they don't get taken out again. All 4 of these players now in a compressed parkour wall towards B. They win that first gunfight, and Ultra may not push this too hard.
Yeah, Surge had to work to get that clearance on the B zone, and still having to work. Yeah, more flanks coming through. Envoy maybe even dancing with the idea, in a big gunny by scrap that opens up the zone. And again, Ultra applying the pressure. Couple key 1v1s coming through, and I mean, you are just right back to square one. You got to worry about flanks from Kleenex. You got to worry about the dark alley push. Scrap on this Heady, potentially 2. This might be a devastating round on defense without those segments coming through. Ultra very clean right now.
They are there. ARs are set up completely. They are just cutting them down before they can even look at this point. And there's nowhere to go for them. They've got the flank as well. Envoy is pushed forward. Scrap still sitting on Headies. And there is nowhere to go. 1 tick is all that Surge will get.
And that's like going to be a massive advantage long term, right? The defense gets decided by who has like the better objective play, who captures more segments on the offensive rounds. I mean, Ultra up right now. I think they got 5 segments in the first round, at the very least 4. And to shut a team down that badly on defense, Surge, they're either going to have to clutch up on offense or need to respond with a dominant defensive win of their own.
Well, let's see. For Ultra, if they can even just have a round like they did last time, could be all they need. But they were feeling themselves on that break. Will they do the same thing here? Massive overextension, massive push, and aggression against Surge. It's a very similar break, but this time it might be different from Surge. I don't think they'll commit the same players for it. Ultra will get straight onto this point.
You think Envoy's going to waste any time here going on the flank? Actually, no. Actually just gets spotted out from players over towards A, so Envoy is certainly going to be a nuisance, but they at least have the information on where he is. I think Envoy's expecting Surge to be a little bit faster than they are. Finally, the kill falls into his lap, but Envoy was ready for that 5 seconds in advance.
And just being an issue for Surge, they had to get him out of there. They knew it as well. It caused them to get away from it, but they have managed to get that player off. That second tick did not come through. Ultra being a bit careful before they commit to this one again. Looking for the numbers. Kleenex goes and finds Huke, does get that kill. Stays alive as well. And with that second tick into B, they're looking to see if they can push Illey out of this power spawn. And it's wobbly, but it's good enough.
Yeah, you can just see how much like Kleenex and Ultra value that power position as well. They're happy just to leave one player on the zone to get the capture and have everybody else make sure you keep things under control. So power positions on point. You, by the way, have Envoy completely behind enemy lines. As long as he is alive, he is a massive thorn in Surge's side. So he's not overchallenging any of these gunfights. He's doing the dance, going for the finesse play. Oh. And unfortunately for him, just gets caught on the retreat back to the A zone. So Surge, again on defense, keeping things stable. Admittedly, not easy.
Yeah, for Surge, it's time to break out the playbook, do the exact same thing you did last time. Be awkward, find a trade, push up, take map control, and it looks like they're doing it again here. Will Envoy be that X factor? Can he find a breakthrough? That's all he's been doing, is looking for these plays in the backfield.
Well, he is behind him. No one on Surge has turned around, so the opportunity's still there. Unfortunate for him, though, his teammates lose the first gunfight. Couple trades coming through, but it's not enough pressure for Ultra just to have Envoy force out the spawn trap. He's going to have to make the big play himself. Can't get it done. Illey eventually sniffs it out. Like, hey, guys, we haven't seen Envoy in 20 seconds. Okay, he's behind us. Massive moment right there. As Surge, again, similar setup, keeping things nice and stable, trying to survive for another minute.
Yeah, Envoy, all that time, burn all that time in the backfield to mean they're outnumbered everywhere else, and it doesn't come off. And Surge are happy. They're happy to absorb this pressure. They have the positioning. Abuzah's going to get one. Please don't take down Huke. It's not enough quite yet. You can already see Illey sitting way far out down that street, meaning that there is no easy break here for Ultra.
I mean, again, this is just like the one-on-one gunfights. You have to, like, you know, win a gauntlet all at the same time. And, I mean, 2 players have made it into P1. Abuzah behind them. And, wow, great damage on the wall bangs as well. So you're just never able to get these, like, clean 3 or 4-man wipes. Another flank coming through, but it is a small opportunity. I think Surge are just giving you nothing to work with.
Arcitys calls it correctly as well, and even with scrap finding 2, just not enough time. You have to run through the MCW. Envoy might try and make it, goes for the slide to stop the clock, but he is alone. This will be challenged by Surge. They go for it. Scrap already got this as well, and Envoy's going to be taken down by a grenade, and that will be it. Surge will get that second one on the board.
Yeah, no breakdown in the final moments was Envoy just somehow dances to get back towards that zone. But either way, the situation is sort of what we called after the second round ends. Toronto effectively, if we go to a round 5, should have that guaranteed defense, which just means Surge got to clutch up on one of the offenses. And obviously, if they do it here, they just win. So you don't even have to worry about the round 5. But it should be 2 opportunities to get things done. And of course, Abuzah goes on that 6 spree, does have the cruise missile to play with. I don't know how big of an opportunity it'll be, but certainly something we have to keep in the back of our minds.
Well, let's find out. Let's see. Is there anything? It's another first blood by Scrap.
Skull Locket, yeah, I don't know exactly what killed him there. I mean, like the frag, but did something on the tank explode or something nearby? I'm not, honestly not too sure. Good first blood.
Is it good enough? That's the question. Surge could prove a bit of an upset here if they can find something different. They haven't showed us a lot so far in this control. And Envoy looking to run at them, and Huke cannot find insight. Eventually we'll go down to Illey, but this is slow from Surge again onto this B point. They do not overcommit.
Okay, wow.
Stopped by a door.
I mean, look, doors are strong, trophies are strong. There's a lot of strength in this game, especially maybe the strength of just Ultra on defense. That's a very early investment of this cruise missile to try to just work towards the B zone. So that is not an ideal situation. You don't really get too much off of it, but at least you get Huke in the power position, who is on his 3rd kill in a row. Now is able to get those cutoff kills, but even from the back line, the AR players right now of Ultra, they're finding every pick.
And Arcitys probably sweating a little bit now, knowing all his teammates are gone. That pressure will be on, and Envoy will catch him before he can get out of there. Only 1 tick again. Surge, they're looking pretty solid. They're not making any obvious mistakes, but they're just not keeping up with Ultra. And this is the issue. This is another easy round for them as they continue to just gun down Surge back into the spawn, back into the respawn. And I don't see any hope now in the rest of this one.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is devastating. Like, the game is going to be tied up 2-2, but from what we've seen in these first 4 rounds, Ultra is just sort of clear-cut the better team. It's just a defensive shootout, as we have seen. Of course, though, Ultra will have defense again for the round 5. They have been utterly just, like, exhausting for Surge, I'd say, on defense. You're just, like, stuck in a spot basically the entire round. You need a good opening break for Surge. You need to just get that, like, first 2 or 3 down and really just grab that momentum. Because obviously if they're losing it bad.
Yeah, well, for Surge, it all rests here. Is there anything left? We've said the S&D was their crucial part, but turns out it's going to be this round of the control. Is there anything? Is there a dream that they can live up to here? They have to win an attacking round. They have not got more than 1 tick on either of the 2 before, and that's just the beginning of the journey. For Ultra, not to misplay is the key.
Yeah, and it's also, again, just sort of a slang battle as well, where Ultra are just up like plus 15 maybe in the kills column. Off the opening break, though, I think Ultra may be a little concerned about it. An A hit going to be aggressive, so it's that 2-2 split. So they've given up a decent bit of pressure over towards that B zone. Still, though, the first blood goes to Envoy, kicking things off right again for Toronto.
Yeah, Huke getting on the point, Abuzah getting a kill as well. Also wants it scrap, just waiting to see if anybody gives him an opportunity. If Huke gets up again for this, he might have it, but no, Illey, that's a huge gun from him. Envoy is weak, he cannot chow, there are not reinforcements here. And they go to chow Envoy as well, and he just can't get him down. aBeZy eventually gets him out there, and this is more ticks than Surge have got in the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, might have ourselves a ball game. Finally, some success on offense. And, I mean, they've just been struggling to capture the B zone. Maybe they'll have a better look approaching the other side of the map. But either way, players aggressive, in position, looking for this next set of kills. Arcitys will be that leading man. Might be able to deliver, or they'll lose both the gunfights, and Ultra just sort of push you back once again.
But the pressure is now on. You are right. This could be a better game for Surge. They just have to be correct here, and Ultra must not make a mistake. Huke looking for anything, finds the first one. No insight, just guns him out of his socks, and that is not what you want to see if you are a Surge fan. The opportunity has been blown away by the wind, and now they are back in spawn.
Yeah, that's the second time of this series we've seen a Renetti of an AR player on Ultra gun down the rival 9 of Surge, and yeah, just right back to square one. CleanX, by the way, not even playing like the bridge spawn out. He is sitting inside a palace. So if he's going to be in that situation, he's going to have your mid-map covered. He's going to have your A Street covered. 3 players on Ultra have to be worried about B Street. That's it.
CleanX backing up a little bit here, just wondering, because if teammates go down, that's what he's thinking. And somebody's already come up here to match him, and doesn't matter, CleanX knows. And now they have to get their own spawn first. Going to find him, hiding, and this is all just burning time.
I've never even seen someone play in this deep corner of the map, and I mean, again, it's just, if you spawn up in Palace, it's already a 30-second run to A. If you have to go through B Street, it's a 45-second run, and you have players on Ultra that are just playing in corners around P3. Like, this is hopeless.
It's just so frustrating for them. They're like, we still haven't got CleanX out. He's been here half the game. Huke gets gunned as well. Now he's going to move position, eventually will fall. The street opens up just a little bit for Surge. But with 30 seconds left to go, they need a wonder run.
And they're not even moving. They've spawned up and died so many times that they've made it 15 feet from their spawn location when there's 20 seconds left on the clock. They got to be perfect. Envoy shooting on the flank. Scrap's going to get active, and it's just freebies. Everybody funneled into death, and a perfect evasion control effectively from Toronto Ultra in a perfect series as well. I mean, this was dominant from beginning to end. There's nothing more to say.
Yeah, it wasn't. They just gave them nothing. Surge could find nothing. Ultra will take everything in a 3-0 here against them. And we said it didn't look good for Surge on the attack, but it never looked as bad as that last round. They got the ticks on the B, but nothing else. They couldn't even find CleanX for like what felt like an hour.
Yeah, it's like the perfect setup too. When CleanX is in that spot, there's like one single thing Surge can really do on the map, and it's go through B Street. And then I'm looking at the mini map, and players are turtled up around like P3 in like random corners. Like, it's just, that's hopeless.